With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to Handle with Care, Breast Cancer and Beyond, a safe place where both women and men can come and listen to real people talk about their breast cancer experience and the effects that follow well into survivorship. Hosted by Carrie Madrid, a stage 3 breast cancer survivor and founder of the CARE Project. It's time to Handle with Care.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me. You are going to love this episode. It's the first in a series called Whining with Care. We are wine tasting while whining. In other words, bitching and complaining about things that people have said to us, once we were diagnosed and shared that publicly and so on and so forth. So my special guests are Lavetta Ross and Heather Skipworth, who are both metastatic thrivers. They've been on the show before. And I am joined by my producer and co-host, Chris Donovan, as well as Kelly Smith. Kelly is a cause entrepreneur for One Hope Wine and is actually sponsoring this episode. So enjoy, learn, listen to us try to taste wine and wine at the same time. Hilarious. All right, so let's get started, friends. So this episode is just going to be one in a series called Whining with Care. So the premise is, cancer patients are always told, just stay positive. And I always say that really sarcastically because that's how I heard it when I was in treatment. And even today, just stay positive. Don't put that in the atmosphere. Don't put it in the universe. And it's really quite annoying, to be honest. While we realize that it's good intentioned, it's just annoying. So I have two fellow thrivers with me today, past guests. So first I have Lavetta. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back to bitch with me. And Heather is here.
Thank you.
And we are joined by our sponsor, Kelly from One Hope Wine.
Hello.
Hey, Kelly.
I'm here to wine with you.
Okay, so thank you, Kelly, for sponsoring this.
You're welcome.
I am so excited. So we're going to talk a little bit about One Hope Wine. What we're doing tonight is we are tasting 2 to 4 different varieties of wine. Is that how you say it? Varietals.
Yeah, varietals, varieties, whatever.
Same thing.
Wines.
Anyways, we're going to taste 4 different wines. We're going to hear what they do in terms of giving back the company.
He looks like a pro.
Yeah, and Chris, my producer, is here to help regulate us. Yeah. So we're going to whine. We're going to whine with Kara and Kelly. So, Kelly,
Awesome.
First of all, tell us a little bit about One Hope Wine and how they give back and all that good stuff.
Absolutely happy to do so. So One Hope Wine is a Napa Valley winery founded on the idea of giving back with every bottle, every purchase, every time.
Awesome.
So every One Hope Wine varietal has its own specific cause that it gives back to. For instance, right now we're sipping on a delightful Rutherford Sauvignon Blanc, and
It's nice and light.
it is. I like this one.
Taste it, ladies.
I like this. It's got a nice, it like whets the appetite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if to serve this before you're going to serve the meal or whatever really kind of wakes your palate
It's really
up.
light.
Yeah. And it's got that nice kind of punch of acid, and it's not overly fruity, and it just wakes your palate up.
It's a pre-gamer.
It's a pre-gamer. That's what we're here to do.
It's a pre-gamer.
So just, I can give you in One Hope's own words, do good by drinking great wine. Crafted by the experienced team of passionate winemakers, One Hope Wine is the rare indulgence that delivers exquisite quality along with a meaningful impact in every pour. That is their mission.
Shout out to One Hope Wine.
Yeah.
What a great concept to be able to give back.
Right.
You know, if you're a wine drinker and you're drinking wine anyway, you might as well buy a wine that gives back.
Right.
If you enjoy it. Now, I'm not a proponent of buying a wine if I don't like it.
Correct.
But I will be honest with you. I do like this, and I'm not a huge fan of white anymore. I used to be a Chardonnay head. That's all I drank. But I really like this. You know what? I drank this by the pool this summer.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. I was floating with this wine.
Well, that's good because I think it says on here that it pairs well with
Swimming pools.
flip-flops, actually. It does say right on the bottle that it pairs with flip-flops.
That's perfect. No, it's really good wine. It's very refreshing. It reminds me of like a Riesling, but like a really light Riesling. So it's just there's a hint of flavor, and then it's just refreshing almost.
But it's not.
Love that.
It's not sweet like a Riesling.
No, it's a dry. Yeah.
But it hits you. It hits you. It's wine, but it's also at the end. A lot of wines are super dry, and this is very refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Good.
We think we're
You could
experts.
do this.
What do you think
Yes.
about it, Lavetta?
I like it. It's smooth, light. I love white wines and reds, but
Yeah, I was going to say you don't discriminate.
I don't.
Equal opportunity
Yeah,
wine
exactly.
drinker.
She is.
Love
But
that.
It's really good. I like
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, I think this is. This is a good one for the
Cool.
pool, for sure.
Yeah, and it's helping to save the environment.
That's what this one is.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
that's
Yeah,
great.
plants a tree with every bottle. So
Wow. Like, how does someone now? I know there's somebody out there listening that's going, well, how do we know they really do that? Right.
So you can go to One Hope Wines Foundation website, and it will explain the foundation and how it works. So you have One Hope Winery, and then they also have a foundation, and the foundation is the one that vets the nonprofits, decides who to partner with, and oversees the giving from the sales of the
So
wine
it goes
into-
directly to a nonprofit
Right.
for that cause.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Yep.
So how do they? How does it work in terms of? Is it only wine club? Can you do a one-time purchase? What's the
Every
deal?
single time a One Hope wine is, it's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, and the bell ringing. Every time you hear that clink,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a One Hope wine is drunk,
Yeah.
you can know that it's giving back. So whether that's a single bottle purchase, whether that's a full case purchase,
But you
whatever.
can buy if you want to just go on the website and buy
Absolutely.
a couple bottles. You don't
Absolutely.
have to sign up for a club and
You
all
do
that.
not.
But there's a perk if you do.
There is. So they have a
She got all
preferred-
excited.
I know. It's so great. They have a preferred membership
I have that.
program.
I do
right?
have that.
Yeah. And it's $19.99 a year. And that's your membership, right? And so you get a discount on your shipping, you get a discount on your wines.
Which is huge. A discount on shipping is huge.
Yeah, you
because
get-
if you try to order wine and have it shipped, it's crazy
you
expensive.
can get an entire case of wine delivered to your front door for $10 shipping.
Yep.
Like that's outrageous in
Great.
Did I get an amen on that?
Yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we can split a case.
Yeah, but I think the best part of their wine membership, wine club membership, being a preferred customer is on the anniversary of your membership every single year, you have the opportunity to choose a nonprofit, either
Like
a
the
One
Care
Hope
Project.
nonprofit or a nonprofit of your choosing, like the Care Project.
Yeah.
And you can have 10% of your annual wine spend donated to that nonprofit.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and we've done several fundraisers with
Yeah.
One Hope Wine.
Yeah,
Kelly
and they do get the
specifically.
check out to you. You can attest to that. The
Yeah.
check does come,
No,
and it
absolutely.
does cash.
Yeah, the check does cash, and those checks go to help patients with utilities, rental assistance, gas in their
Absolutely.
car to get to treatment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why our partnership works with One Hope, because it really aligns with what our mission is. you know?
Absolutely, and just to get anybody that's like you said, if you're drinking wine anyways,
Right.
and you would like to take part of that, what you do on a regular basis, and just maybe 4 or 5 times a year get a shipment of One Hope wine, then at the end of the year you get to make a donation to the Care Project.
Right. Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. So thanks for having me today.
Yeah.
Cheers to One Hope.
Cheers to One Hope.
Yeah.
COVID-friendly cheers, bottom of the glass.
We are being COVID safe. People don't write us.
Absolutely. And if you do decide to go to One Hope and you do decide to become a preferred member, when you're checking out, just be sure and let them know that you were shopping with Kelly Smith.
Right. Well, how can they connect with you directly? I mean, they can contact me. And
Yeah, they can absolutely do that. And if you really do, if you wanted to go order through my website, it's onehopewine.com/my shop/Kelly Smith.
And that's Kelly with a Y.
Kelly with a Y, Kelly.
Perfect.
Smith, Smith.
Are you in witness protection? Because that is the most generic name I've ever heard in my life.
It is, right? It is. My maiden name was this long Polish name, and then well, no, because then people can steal my identity.
Oh, okay,
I'm not sharing that.
She's like, that's a crapshoot on Kelly Smith.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of us. But it was this long Polish name that no one could pronounce. And then I switched to Smith. It was amazing.
Yeah.
One glass in, ready for number 2.
Well, before that, let's whine a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Let's whine a little bit.
Please.
Let's whine with an H. Lavetta.
Yes.
What's the worst thing that someone ever said to you when you were first diagnosed?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
So
maybe
many-
not the worst. Let's just go with what comes to mind.
Only thing I can think about is all the stupid stuff that, it was like coming back to back, but I knew that they meant well.
Yeah.
When they were saying it.
Yeah.
But it's like one of the things that I can remember is how I got this phone call from one of my friends, dear friends, and she said to me, well, just look at it, like on the bright side. Why would I want to look at something on the bright side right then and there?
What was her bright side?
The bright side was it could be worse.
Does she know that?
She didn't know that.
Right.
Because she never had cancer.
Right.
No, any type of cancer.
Right.
Look at it on the bright side. It could be worse.
Right.
That's what she said to me. And I was like.
And a cancer diagnosis is never the time to say that.
No.
Yeah.
No. It could be worse.
That's like what you say when you have a bad haircut. Like, it could be worse, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? It could be worse. Like, she could have accidentally scalped you, right? But you don't say that when there's a cancer diagnosis.
It's so, you don't say that at all. It could be worse. And then another friend of mine said to me, well, at least you didn't get it when your kids were smaller. They're older now.
Oh, because they're not going to miss their mom in case she died because they're older.
Yeah. At least you didn't get it when they were younger. At least they're teenagers and
again,
yeah,
we get it. They were probably thinking because if they were toddlers, it would be more difficult on you and all that.
Right.
But the bottom line is your kids are your kids until you're 40
exactly
or more.
Yeah,
My son is 31. He's still my baby.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just really stupid because at the time my youngest, I think she was 19 and my oldest 18 or 19. I think my oldest like 20 or 21.
And that's a
I was
crucial
diagnosed.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're all crucial, really. I mean, let's just go back to that's just some dumb shit to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heather, what about you? What's something that sticks out to your mind, like really dumb shit that someone said to you? And let me just say this. The reason we're doing this show is so that, one, we can vent and get it out. Two, we can educate anyone listening so that they don't make the same mistake. She's like, let me see which one.
Yeah, so I would say that, so I have stage 4 cancer. It's never going to go away. Mm-hmm. And I hate when people say, oh, well, you'll get better.
Yeah.
And I'm all, I know I'm going to get better, but the cancer is still never going to be gone. I will have to continually throughout my lifetime do treatments. Mm-hmm. And so that but really bugs me sometimes where I'm just like, you don't even know, that tells me that they don't even know about cancer.
And that's why we're doing the show.
Yeah.
Right.
So anybody out there, if you have stage 4 cancer and somebody tells you it's going to be okay or you're going to get over this, just take a deep breath and don't have a comment for them, because it's just
You don't think that maybe they should say something like, you know what, I appreciate the sentiment, but that's not really helpful right now?
I mean, I have had to say that a couple times.
Well, you know.
But
She says with glass in the air.
yeah. I'm like,
She needs another drink.
yeah. I need another drink. But yeah, I mean, either don't say anything, or if you can say it nicely, then I would say it nicely. But like most times I want to come, I'm be like, seriously?
Yeah.
I'm never going to be cured from cancer.
Right.
Like the cancer cells will always be in my body.
Right.
And I will always have to do chemo, like
Right.
for the rest of my life.
Right. And for reference, Lavetta and Heather are both metastatic or stage 4, meaning that their cancer is not just in the breast, it's gone elsewhere in their body. So they will forever have some form of treatment for now, unless some great thing comes up where they can go into remission again. It is what it is. You're forever in treatment.
Yeah.
So you guys are really hit with more comments than I will be, right?
Yeah.
What else has people said to you?
So somebody actually, Lavetta, somebody said to you that it could be worse.
Yes, actually.
That you
said
could have
to
cancer
me,
the rest of your life.
It could.
What did you want to say back?
I want to say that was.
That's
You
what
can
this
cuss
show's
on this
for.
show.
This show's for that.
She's so damn dignified. She might not. I need another drink.
I don't
A
know.
little more
During
of
that
Moving
time, I was dealing with a lot of emotional, psychological things in my head.
Well, yeah,
you
you're
know.
processing.
Yeah, I was dealing with a lot of that, and even though I was in had gotten in counseling, to get help, in my head, I would always tell my therapist, no one better not fuck with me, because I'm at this point where I would beat their ass, and that's just the way I was feeling. But
And for reference, for those that don't know Lavetta, this is one of the most, one of the classiest women I've ever met in my life. The most dignified, but don't piss her off.
yeah,
Because I've seen that, because we're homies. We travel.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
travel together.
Yeah.
And I have seen her, but it's only when she's really frustrated. And I can understand
Yeah.
it. So,
yeah, and it was just at that point where I just wanted to, and I've done it, I've had to go there with some people.
was it a friend or a family
It was
member?
a friend.
How'd
yeah,
they
it was a
respond?
friend. And I mean, we're not friends anymore. I've had to cut some people actually off. I mean, friends that I was friends with for almost 20
Hold
years.
on, Heather's over here with the
Yeah.
Amen choir.
Yeah.
Every breast cancer patient I know has said, I have lost friends or
I
I've
didn't
cut
lose them.
friends off,
I
right?
had to cut them off.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to cut them off, because some of the stupid shit that
stupid.
comes out of their mouth, you're just like, dude, like, you don't get it. Like, you don't get it. And I can't allow that extra drama in my life, because I'm going through enough shit as it is.
You don't need the added
I
stress.
don't need the added stress,
any of that.
drama, anything like that. So, yeah, I've lost
Yeah.
a lot. I mean,
I cut 'em off.
I don't want to say a lot of friends, but a handful of
I say bless and
friends.
release.
Yeah.
I learned that at
Yes.
a professional conference in Texas one time, and the woman was talking in business terms about, with you've got people on your coattails, so to speak, and you're kind of this up and coming entrepreneur, and if that person no longer serves you, don't feel bad to bless and release. And I find that I did the same thing with friends.
Yeah.
As Heather goes for a second
Yeah.
glass of that. One hope wine.
With family members, it was totally different. I could forgive them, my immediate family, because out of the love that I know that they have for me, and out of the ignorance of not knowing exactly, anything about cancer or anything, because I was the second female in my family diagnosed with breast cancer. One of my sisters was diagnosed 2 years before I was, and then I was diagnosed. So they were, ignorant to breast cancer, any type of cancer, because we never had cancer in my family before.
So they just didn't know.
They didn't
and
know.
you had a little more mercy and grace
Right,
for
right.
your own.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
friends, back up. Watch what you say.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go on to the next one.
So I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
I just realized that these two different labels are actually the same wine.
Well, that's okay. We'll keep one in the pocket later.
We have 2 bottles of red blend
that's
to
my
enjoy.
favorite.
Yes.
So tell us about the red blend.
The red blend. I love this wine.
I do too. It's my favorite.
And I love it primarily for its cause. It helps to reunite veterans with a sense of purpose through disaster relief.
I love it. Lavetta is a veteran.
Really?
Yes,
thank
she is
you.
a veteran,
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Well, and thank you for supporting veterans. That's an amazing cause.
They have this group out of LA called Team Rubicon. And Team Rubicon recruits retired military and first responder veterans. And when disaster strikes anywhere in the world, really, but especially here domestically, they deploy them to utilize their skills and their abilities to go into those communities and get their boots on the ground and do real good work right away because they know what they're doing.
That's awesome.
And they've got the tough skin to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, God bless the PTA mom with a chainsaw, but
right.
I would rather have a veteran come to my aid when a tree falls on my house. I'm just saying.
I think they should be paid to be like security in schools. Schools will open back up.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really
There
cool.
you go. Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
cheers to
cheers
our
to
veterans.
the veterans.
So we're gonna enjoy some red blend.
This is my favorite red wine.
it's
And I will
good.
say that there's a lot of people I know that aren't real big wine drinkers, but or they're white wine drinkers specifically, or mostly. And then they taste this and they're able to drink this because it's so smooth. I love this one.
Now, can it be refrigerated or drink?
Well, of course, being a red wine, most people tend to drink it room temperature, but that can vary greatly. On the 107-degree Riverside afternoon, room temperature is not going to be very pleasant. So, at that point, I would definitely stick it in my fridge.
Yeah, even just for a short time.
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb they say is, when you're serving white wine, pull it out of the fridge 10 minutes before you're going to serve it and stick your red wine in the fridge 10 minutes before you're going to serve it. And it just kind of brings it to a good temperature.
It does.
I love this wine.
Well, I brought you 2 bottles.
I love you for that. No, I really do. But one thing I've noticed is if you have, like, I used to always wonder, like, scientifically, the temperature thing, like, do you really, some people just want their wine ice cold.
Right.
And I used to be one of those people.
And if that's you, kudos to you.
Absolutely. No shame. Do what makes you happy. But what I will say that I've learned from experience is if you let it get to just about that right temp, you taste every single flavor. On the bottle where it gives you that lovely description. Like,
Yes, what
does
says
this one say?
ripe raspberry, clove, allspice, and cocoa.
That cocoa is what smooths it out. I'm telling you.
This is
And
really
see,
delicious.
I taste the allspice, and I don't know if it's just because of the season.
Well, you're an amazing
but-
cook, so you're very familiar with all those spices and herbs and whatnot. But yeah, I've noticed that, like, if you let it really get to the temp that they suggest, you will taste every single
And
flavor.
I think the same holds true for your white wines too. Letting those get a
Absolutely.
little bit warmer, you're gonna not warm, but take it out of the fridge a little early, pour
Knock
it in the
the chill
glass,
off a
knock the
tiny
chill
bit,
off
yeah.
of it, and you're
Yeah.
gonna really get more of that flavor that
Yeah.
is intended to be.
Absolutely.
enjoyed,
You know what?
for
I
sure.
have a funny story or a funny thing I want to share. So I was ordering some wines off Bevmo, right? Don't shoot me. I didn't cheat
I
on
do
you.
it too.
I didn't
do
cheat on
too.
you. Well, I did kind of cheat on you.
That's okay.
But I had to order some wines for a special thing. And so it was Thanksgiving. And I was last minute. I wasn't really hosting anything. And then I ended up having like my daughter there. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to splurge and buy a couple wines that I really like. And this will be quick and easy and Instacart, right?
Right.
I need one hope on Instacart.
It's called preferred customer.
Hello,
place,
One
you
hope.
place that
You hear that?
order, and you will have it within 48 hours.
I know, but it was
So-
last minute. So anyway,
Oh, that's true. Instacart. Yeah.
So I
got
was
you.
on there and I was looking at like their 5-cent sale, right? And I always think, does anyone ever get good wine off that buy one, get one 5 cent? And I've heard people say they do. So one of the things that I love to do when I have nothing else to do is go on there and read the descriptions of the wine. And I'm like, who's writing these? Because I need to date that person because they make them sound so romantic. Right? I mean, seriously. Seriously, I wish I could pull one up right now, but you just pull up and go on Bevmo, people.
They're
and read-
storytellers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Like,
they're storytellers.
It's incredible. And I'm like, who really does that? Who writes those? Really? Is it the winemaker? Is it marketing? It's marketing.
They have teams
want
of
that
people
job.
that do these things.
Wouldn't that be an awesome job? Just to taste wine and then like write this eloquent thing?
Taste wine with the winemaker, have them paint the picture for you, and then you do the creative writing project
I'd be
that
like,
goes
oh my
with
God, that wine was so dope.
Right?
What would you say, Chris?
Something along the lines of dope.
Yeah.
That's why we're buddies.
Oh my goodness.
Lavetta, what do you think about that red blend?
This is delicious.
I knew you would love that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
I'm not typically a red wine drinker unless it's like super sweet, but this is really good.
See, that's exactly what I just said. I could write
Very-
wine descriptions.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said that. People that don't normally drink red wine, this is something that I would.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
The
warm.
whole experience.
It is. All right, let's move on to our next wine with an H. Wine with an H.
I have a question, and because I'm the one that's, outside of the group, you guys are all survivors and thrivers and everything, but how frustrated are you that you have to educate every single person you meet about your breast cancer or your cancer in general?
You're like constantly retelling your story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am.
So I still have to explain things to my parents over and over and over again. And I get to the point where I just roll my eyes and I'm like, can we talk about something else? Like, seriously? Because this is like just suffocating me. And I mean, it's my parents, so I love them to death. But I'm just like, can we get off the topic? Like, just because I'm laying on the couch, my dad gets so mad that don't feel good. And I'm like, dude, I just had chemo like yesterday. I let me lay on the couch and don't say shit.
Is that because he's thinking like, get up and keep moving, you'll feel better?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's my dad's way of like caring. And I know that, but it's just hard for me. And I'm like, oh my God. So I typically only can spend like, max 3 days at their house. And I have to go either to my brother's house or come home. It's tough. Like, it's almost like you're retelling different parts of your story. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Like, look it up. Like, can't you Google this? But again, if they Google it,
yeah.
If you Google it,
Yeah.
then you get even more unnecessary stuff, and then it makes them like worry even more about you. And
let me chime in on this one. Because I know you both will be amening on this. The minute I was diagnosed, and then in treatment, even as more people learned about it, because I lived it very publicly on Facebook and whatnot. Once people they hear you're diagnosed, the most annoying thing to me ever was, well, you know what you need to do, right? You need to eat kale, and you need to eat spinach, and you need to eat this, and you need to eat that, and you need to do that. And I'm like, so basically you're blaming me. You're assuming I didn't already eat healthy. You're assuming I don't like vegetables. I love vegetables. I eat very healthy. I just like some crap too every now and then. But when they say that to you, it's like it's almost like they're dismissing it, right?
yeah.
And then they start, oh, well, I Googled this, and they said, well, if you just drink this, standing on your head
And
backwards.
My dad sends me pictures of every new drug that pops up on a commercial, and I'm like, dude, I don't have that type of cancer.
Yeah.
I'm not HER2 negative.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Like, I'm positive. And so they don't understand all that cancer language like we do.
Yeah.
And I can't fault them for that.
Right.
But again, it's like, seriously, I'm like, it'll be 4 years now. Like,
I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And clearly, this is what I say. I trust my team.
Yes.
You don't have to trust my team. You're not the patient.
Yes.
I trust my team.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Lavetta?
Well, I gotten to the point where I don't really explain anything anymore.
Yeah, she's like,
to my not to like my sisters and brothers unless there's a major change or something like that. But I mostly just keep those in the loop that I know I need to keep in the loop.
Like me.
Like you, my 2 daughters, and 2 other friends. So I had gotten to the point, just like you, I got tired of repeating myself. Yeah. And they didn't understand it anyway because they didn't know the lingo. They didn't know it. Even though my other sister was going through it, they still did not want to either go to her doctor's appointments with her to find out exactly what was going on, and to learn a little bit more about it. She was always going by herself or with her husband. But they don't really want to know unless I verbally tell them about it. And when I do, and I noticed when I was sharing things with them, they got sad. They got really, really sad, and to the point where I felt bad for making them sad.
Yeah.
Right.
So and I'm like, why am I hugging you?
Yeah.
You're crying. I should be the one crying
Exactly.
right now. Like,
Exactly.
I'm comforting you.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I got to the point. I said, you know what? I'm not going to say anything.
Chris is over here about to spit his wine from laughing.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything.
We've talked about this on several episodes
Yeah.
where and I shared about my story all the time. Like the first 3 weeks of my diagnosis, I spent consoling other people. Yeah. And finally one day, look at them. They're all like,
that shit wears you out.
It does. It wears you out. And I was just like, finally, I'm like, oh, fuck. I can't tell anybody else.
Nope.
Like, I don't have the energy in me to console another fucking person.
No. No.
Yes. Yes.
I don't do it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, so before we end that one and move on to the next one, I can, from an outside point, again, I can say that honestly, if somebody says that they care for you, or somebody says that they're there for you, or somebody says that they want to help you, and then they leave, and then they come back and go, okay, how can I help you? What do you have? What's going on? Without doing any research, they're not really there for you. No. They're just saying it because that's what society says, I think.
Yeah. If you need anything, just let me know.
Oh, that's my biggest pet peeve. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I've been posting about that and saying that for 8 effing years.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever say to someone, oh, just call me if you need anything. Guess what?
I've done
I'm
it.
not going to call.
It didn't happen.
Guess what? First of all, a chick like me is not going to call you.
No, I'm not going to give them a call.
No.
I am not calling your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not, like, from, like, the type of person I am, I'm going to do it myself.
Right.
I don't need any help, which I did need help at some point in time. And thank God for, like, Racina and Brandy and Nicole. But, I mean...
But the typical, like, all 3 of us just happen to be single moms.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our kids were very different ages at the time of diagnosis. But everybody said that too. And I think that's a standard reply. And
they're lying. Some of them are lying. They're not telling the truth when they say that.
Some of them it's autopilot.
It is.
Kind of like, and I'll say it's like this. When someone says to you, oh, hey, how you doing? And you go, good, how you doing? But you really don't have time to hear how you're doing. And they're not even going to answer you because they know it's just...
Yeah.
How do you say it? Like not a knee jerk. How do you say it, Kelly? Like it's just an auto response.
Auto response.
Yeah.
It's an auto
reply.
Yeah, an auto reply. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. We're all empty though, Kelly.
Yeah, we got to
taste
fix
another
that.
wine.
So we're gonna move on to. Oh, here's the cab.
Oh, do you need your glasses?
I need my brain, and I don't even have really a reason. So
Cut her off.
Yeah, I do this for a living, I swear. So I did bring a cab. After
I love
all,
that cab.
Yeah. So I brought you guys a special Napa Valley cab. So this one is a reserve wine.
Yeah, this is the limo.
Yeah. So the other 2 we had are Vintner Collection wines, and those are, the standard wines in the price point. They're, like $20 to $25 a bottle, depending on how you buy them. But this one is very special, and I'm going to share it with you guys in just a sec.
And we are so thankful for this.
Yeah, I love this. This is like your Christmas wine.
And
right?
This is the one that you only give to people that really like wine.
Or the people that really like wine, or you
so they
give
won't
to
waste it.
yourself.
Yeah. Or you wait till everyone goes home and
Yes. This is your, oh, we survived another day.
Yeah.
Or I answered that dang question one more time. This is your reward yourself wine.
Or the kids are asleep.
Yeah. This is get out the good stuff.
Yeah.
Right? This is not your 5-cent wine sale wine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this one is going to help fund ABA therapy for kids on the autism spectrum.
Love it.
And the things that you may pick up on in this wine are some dark berries, some wild violets, some chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a nice, rich, well-balanced wine.
What do you pair this with?
Like I said, this is my Christmas roast wine.
Okay.
Fireside wine.
Nice.
Chocolate. I like
Basically
big wines.
anything.
I like big foods, right?
Okay, that's a
so
good way
I
to
wouldn't
say it.
necessarily do like spaghetti with marinara, but if I
Right.
took all day on a bolognese sauce, you know, with some rich,
So it's decadent.
rich beefy flavors, definitely.
Now I'm hungry.
So here we go, stepping away from the mic and pouring the wine.
This is a good one. I know when I first started purchasing wine, and I don't purchase a lot just because, and let me say this before people write us, we realize that alcohol feeds breast cancer. We do not drink alcohol every day. None of us really drink hard alcohol at all.
I do.
Shut up, Chris. You don't count. Well, unless I can, well, never mind. Anyways, but we do have wine occasionally. And I know like Lavetta and I love a glass of wine with a meal, right? Versus just sitting down and drinking wine. Like I say that all the time. I used to sit with a friend or two and drink like 2 bottles of wine, like just drink it. And I don't think I really savored it. I don't think I really tasted it the way that I do now.
Right.
Appreciated it. That's it. Because my oncologist said, okay, I don't want to see you out in the bar having martinis. But if you want to have that glass of wine with a meal, go ahead.
Right.
So Dr. Ruby, this one's for you. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, you too, Chris.
I can say through experience and everything that I'm not a big wine drinker, but if you sit down to a good meal and a good glass of wine, it just makes the meal that much better.
That's living for me.
That's
living.
That is living. That's not eating because you're hungry. That's eating because I'm going to enjoy
I'm alive,
this entire
and
moment.
I have the ability to enjoy this moment.
Yeah, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
So a nice herb crusted,
Kelly's an amazing cook.
prime rib or
We should have like a survivor dinner at your house.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And we could do like wine tasting.
Yeah, we should, because I have like a series of cabs and a series
you
of
do.
Pinots
I
that
know
I've
you
been
do.
wanting to do.
Chris is taking a photo of that because he's like, I need that. That is like, Evelyn's going to love that.
in my life. Yes, we should do that.
Do you and Evelyn drink wine?
Only when we're on diets. We're booze drinkers. But I mean, we honestly, we've cut back a ton because we're trying to get healthy. But we will sit down with a nice a glass of wine or a bottle at like a restaurant and just savor it, enjoy it.
Right.
Like we have 5. How many senses we got? Like 12. One of them is tasting.
Do we
so
have like 12 now?
yeah, I think we do.
Okay.
I mean, Marvel, Star Wars. Yeah, we got like 13. But just sitting down and savoring it with that steak, with that shrimp, with that little bit of sauce on that whatever, it's just, it definitely helps the dinner.
Helps me to wine with an H less.
Say that again.
Helps me to wine with an H less.
Oh, speaking of wine,
Right.
that was a great segue. I
like that.
I like that. You're hired. You could be the next co-host. Chris, you're fired. Just kidding. I love you. I know. All right, so let's move on to the short time kind of you were in remission, because neither one of you was really in remission. You were for a minute, and then...
They call it stable. They're trying to keep me stable.
You're saying that with a real attitude.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that.
You should see this face right now.
Her lips are
It's not
pursed,
stable.
and it's not even the wine.
Well, it's like stable. They always, that's the word that they always tell me. I don't know about you, but.
So let me just give a little background on you. So Heather had, we have another episode with Heather, actually. You should listen to it. And she will explain in that episode her very frustrating experience with being diagnosed to begin with. And she was diagnosed stage 4 out of the gate. So she had over 20 some odd.
I had over 26 tumors in both lungs.
Right. So lungs, breast, and then went to her brain.
Yes.
Wow.
And she is a walking, living miracle. So you have every right to whine and bitch as much as you want, girl. And as much as you want to come back, we will have you back. And then Lavetta was diagnosed originally stage 3, correct? Like myself.
Yeah.
And then it came back.
After 18 months.
So a year and a half of remission. And then it came back. And so you're hearing people that are frustrated, yet grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not all just about whining and bitching, but we are going to bitch. That's what this series is about. Because you know what? We're told all the time, just stay positive, right?
Sometimes you don't want to stay positive.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to just curl up in your bed and give
Yeah.
a good cry and
Yeah.
get it out. And that's okay. Like,
This is your punching bag. This is your
Yeah,
like you might physically not be able to do some things. Go out there and kick something. This is
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
doing that. Yeah.
yeah. And like sometimes you just want to like scream. I remember when so it started with breast cancer, then it went to my lungs, then it went to the brain, and now it's back on my skin. And when I got that call, I remember I just like screamed. And I was like, what else? Like, what else are you going to give me?
Was it anger?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a little, like, it was anger, 100%. It was just anger, like.
You were Lieutenant Dan sitting
Yeah.
on top of the boat. Like, what else is happening?
Yeah, but I had that moment, and then I remember I got into bed and I just cried, and I don't even know what I was crying about, but I was just crying, and that lasted for like about an hour, and then I was just like, okay.
And then your head hurts from crying.
Yeah, and then your eyes are puffy.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, we're going to handle this and we're going to get through this just like we've gotten through everything else. And then, my son walks in. He's all, Mom, what's wrong? I'm all, nothing.
Yeah.
And now I'm yelling at him, and I don't even know why I'm yelling at him.
And
but
now you're mother of the year again.
Yeah. Exactly.
We say that's a running joke. You got to listen to Heather's episode to know what I'm talking about. Yeah. What about you, Lavetta? What was like when you got the diagnosis again, knowing that it had come back? What was your initial reaction?
Devastation.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I just dropped to the floor when she told me, my oncologist told me. I kind of had a feeling because I started having pain, in my left hip. And she wanted me to come to her office to talk to me. I said, no, you need to tell me now, because she was going to book an appointment like 2 days later. I said, no, if you don't tell me now, I was talking to the nurse, I'm leaving my house, I'm coming to the clinic, and I'm going back there, and I'm going to find Dr. Ruby, and she's going to tell me what's going on right now. So you need to either get her on the phone or tell her to call me within the next 5 minutes, or you will see me in the clinic. So
That's my girl.
She called me, and she told me I was home by myself, and I was just really devastated because me being ignorant and not knowing a lot about breast cancer, even though I was diagnosed with it. And what I mean by that is I thought when they told me, Lavetta, we got it all. There's no cancer,
After surgery,
your margins are clear.
Right.
We got it all. And that's what I told her. I said, what do you mean? I said, you told me you got it all. I didn't think it was going to come back. If it did come back, it wasn't going to be within 18 months, of my first diagnosis. But I was devastated. I was angry. I had all of these emotions, just rolling around in my head. And then next thought it was, oh, you're going to die. Like I thought I was going to die right away, So it was hard.
And how long ago was that?
That was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago now.
And look at you.
Yeah.
Living
still here.
life.
Yeah. Yeah, but I actually thought I was going to just, because I kept asking her, how long do I have? How long do I have?
Yeah.
She said, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a minute because I have the same oncologist. We love Dr. Candace Ruby. She's incredible, and we give her a run for her money.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are both two difficult patients in that we don't just fall in line. We trust her, we rely on her, but we also do our own research and we do what feels right to us.
Right.
So, and by that I mean like I'm supposed to be on medication right now that science says will greatly reduce my risk for recurrence, but I don't take it. And I took it for 2.5 years and then I stopped altogether after I consulted my kids and said, are you okay with this? Because one of those horrible things that people said to me when I couldn't tolerate the medications, and by that I mean I couldn't get out of my chair. I had horrific bone and joint pain to the point where I was just gaining weight because I couldn't move. I couldn't even walk to my mailbox at the end of the driveway. And so I just tried every, how do you say it? There's different, not versions, what's the word? This is chemo brain. There's like different types. It's all an estrogen blocker, but different forms of it. Jesus.
Medication,
That
different medication.
is chemo brain. I've tried 4 different estrogen blockers. All of them either made me psycho and or gave me the bone and joint pain, which left me feeling crippled on the couch. So I eventually went off of it. Why was I talking about this?
Chemo
Chemo brain.
So engrossed in your story.
Sorry.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Anyways, we give Dr. Ruby a run for her money. So that's it.
Yeah.
So I said to her, we got to get her on the show. Me, you, and her, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Dr. Ruby, calling Dr. Ruby. We're gonna.
Listen?
She probably tries to listen, but she's incredible. But she has respected our wishes. I went to her and I just said, you know what, I can't do this. This isn't quality of life. And this is my point. Here I go. See, it came back. Chemo brain. So my point is, one of the more annoying things that people said to me is, but you have kids. What do you mean you're not taking the medication that's going to keep it from coming back? Okay, look. One, there's no guarantee it won't come back. I know several people, and I know that both of you do as well, that took these medications and their cancer still came back.
Right.
And then there's others that took it and are on it still and it hasn't come back.
Yeah.
For me, I really sat with it. I marinated on it, as I call it, which means basically I meditated about it. I talked to my creator. I said, look, I'm not comfortable taking this. I have zero quality of life. F that. Yeah. That's when I went to a dark place, which we just talked about on another episode, where like I didn't live through all of this to now feel like I'd better off dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just talked to my kids and I said, are you okay if I stop taking this? Because all my friends who are now no longer my friends were saying to me, but you have kids, you're being selfish. And I'm like, I'm no good to them.
Right. Yeah. You're no good to your kids unless you're healthy. Like
Right.
I'm
As
saying
healthy
this
as you can be.
I'm saying this in like air quotes.
Right.
But as healthy as you can be, like you have to make the best quality of life for yourself. And I remember, so I had to take 15 pills, chemo pills throughout the day, like morning, afternoon, and evening. And those put like blisters on my feet. They were bloody. I remember I had to wrap them. I couldn't walk. And I was thinking like, how am I can't even go outside right now to watch my son play baseball without having to need help to get into a wheelchair to wheel my ass to his game. What kind of quality of life is this? And that's when I made a personal decision. I can't do these pills anymore. So I did the same thing as you did. I decided to come off of it. And at that point in time, thank God that there was something else for me to go on. But you have to have quality of life. And that's what my doctor, I love him to death, has always said. make the best decisions you can.
Right.
Eating wise, drinking wise.
Oh, I have another wine.
To make
I have
you
another wine right now.
your best quality of life.
Exactly. And that's the same thing I told my doctor. That's what it's all about for me, the best quality of life. And when I was diagnosed with stage 4, I told her, I'm not listening to you anymore. I've done what you asked me to do. I've taken the medication. I went through chemo, radiation, and I've done that. So now you need to listen to me. This is what I'm going to do. So I didn't take any of the medications for 2 years. I just changed everything about my life, my diet and stuff and things like that. So, but she kept saying, you need to go on the medication. You need to go on the medication. And even some of my family members were saying the same thing. But just as long as I was okay with it and, communicating with my daughters about it and they were okay with it, I didn't care what anybody else said.
No.
Here's what I can say again from the outside. I don't know why I keep saying that, but
yeah, because you're all in it.
Yeah. But honestly, if somebody says you're selfish, like, fuck you. This is my life.
Yeah.
I'm the one with it. I live, I die, I suffer, I have blisters on my feet.
Yeah.
I have to have cancer. I have to have my breast removed.
Right.
I have to have through chemo. Like, seriously. And you're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
You should be able to, even to your best friend, your mom, like, selfish. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one with the cancer.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if that makes me selfish, then so be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100%
didn't care
agree.
what
I think
anybody
we need
else
cheers on
said
that one.
or anybody else thought.
Can I get
I
a
was
cheers
happy
on that?
and content with it. Yeah.
Be selfish. It's
Right.
one
right.
life you're given.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So again, it's just one of those things, that people have to realize, like, don't ever say that to a parent. Well, what about your kids? You think we haven't thought about them?
Yeah. You
Holy
have
shit.
kids?
Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh my God.
I know. Oh,
I have
almost
a son. Oh, I forgot about him for like 19 years.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Right.
Like,
That's the first thing we think of, right? When you're
Exactly.
diagnosed, the first thing I said was,
Yes.
oh my God, my kids.
Yes. That is literally the first thing that
So
went
when
through my
you
mind.
say that to us,
Yeah.
you're saying we don't care about our kids.
Yeah.
And a big F you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know me.
Yeah,
you
you
don't know
don't-
anything about me.
Yes.
You don't know anything about the disease. If you haven't experienced it, you don't know anything about it. So you might as well just shut up.
Shut it.
Shut it.
Shut it down, bitches. Shut it down.
That's what I'm saying.
Amen to that.
So
Well, this is going to be a good series.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do this like maybe once a quarter or something. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my producer over here.
Yeah.
He's enjoying the wine though. He's like, we might do this once a week.
Is Uber back working?
Oh my gosh, Kelly. Thank you so much for
Oh, my
sponsoring
pleasure.
this
Yes,
and
thank you.
I have
bringing
learned
us
a
this
lot.
amazing
today.
wine. Have
I
you?
have learned. Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about it.
Well, it's just good to hear from the perspective of someone who has not been diagnosed and who is compassionate and who has been prone to saying stupid things in their life. I've had my own life events that have changed that in me.
We all do.
Personal losses and things like that. And yeah, when people say stupid things to you, you just want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not even going to ask how that felt. I'm just going to hit you.
yeah.
So I just appreciate the vulnerability that you all have had and the patience with those of us who have not experienced what you have experienced. And
Yeah, this is
apologize on behalf of all the dumb comments you've ever had.
We thank you for that. We thank you.
I offer wine
No,
to
really.
you.
Hey, I'll take another glass of that cab right now. No, really. I think it's great. I everybody thinks I'm this big wino, and I do enjoy wine, but I don't drink it that often. Just for the reasons I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But when I mentioned to Chris, my producer, like, hey, we should do like this episode. And then I was like, oh yeah, this is probably going to be a series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have
This is going to be
probably
a
2 dozen
series.
varietals in our collection.
Oh, so you'll
we'll
be back?
We can just keep coming back with
Oh,
new
okay.
wines
Well,
and different wines.
shout out to
and
One
we're
Hope
good.
Wine.
Back.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I have a question for you,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Is One Hope Wine the winery itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Located in the Napa Valley.
Okay.
Can we take a field trip there?
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh my gosh, when COVID is like clear,
That would be
Chris.
so fun.
Chris
And do a podcast from there.
So fun.
5 years later.
Yeah, right?
And do a podcast from
Yes,
Yeah.
Chris has traveling.
Yeah.
we can take this stuff, right?
Oh, I have one of those now.
Oh yeah, we could totally take
Yeah.
a traveling recording kit.
Okay, before we say goodbye to Kelly so much, plug the website, how to get
Oh, yes.
in contact
Once
with you.
again, if you would like to support the CARE Project with your wine purchases, I would encourage you to head over to onehopewine.com/my-shop/Kelly Smith. Kelly with a Y. Kelly SMITH. No, or you can just go to
Probably
one.
make a jingle out of
Right?
it.
Yeah. Or just onehopewine.com and I'm onehopewine.com.
We haven't had a lot of wine tonight.
Not at all.
Right.
When
Kelly
you
Smith.
are ready to check out, it's going to ask if you were shopping with anyone or who's your cause entrepreneur or CE. That would be me, Kelly Smith. Just plug my name in, Kelly Smith, Redlands, California.
That
That is how you would find me for sure. And just remember that every year on the anniversary of your membership, you get to make a donation to the CARE Project.
That's right. And you can learn more about the CARE Project by visiting thecareprojectinc.org. You can also hear more about what not to say to us in our new book called Handle with Care, or Your Support Group in a Book. And Lavette is a contributor in that book, and myself. And that book, 100% of the proceeds benefits the CARE Project. So you can find it on Amazon or just go to thecareprojectinc.org. Do not write me about how I should not promote wine, because we do what we want here. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
We do.
Shout out to anybody, Lavetta?
Shout out to Kelly Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
You, Kelly.
Go, Kelly. Go, Kelly. One home.
Kelly with a Y.
Get busy.
We're really having 1 ounce pours, right, Kelly?
Yes, that's
Yes.
responsible.
Yes, 1 ounce pours. All right, everybody. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode or 2 or 3 episodes of Whining with Care. Come back and see us again.
Thank you for listening to Handle with Care, Breast Cancer and Beyond. Please let us know what you think of the show by leaving a rating and review. And don't forget to share it with a friend. For more information or to connect with Carrie, go to thecareprojectinc.org.